Today, I'd like to walk you through how you can create an account of your own on Stripe. Stripe is our payment processing software of choice. We find that it is the most robust and the most flexible platform that exists in terms of all of the different capabilities that you have. You have the ability to choose which currency you want to charge in. You have the ability to create multiple different currency accounts within your one Stripe account login. It is the only payment processor that allows for you to take recurring payments. So if you ever plan to offer any sort of membership or subscription in the future, anything that needs kind of auto rebilling, Stripe is actually the only payment processing software at this time who has that capability. So we definitely recommend going with Stripe. All of the payment processing softwares are free to create an account for. You don't have to pay necessarily a subscription or anything to use them. How you pay for these payment processors is actually through transaction fees. So basically every single payment processor on the market has a 2.9% processing fee, and that's what you can anticipate with Stripe as well. So basically each time you process a transaction, Stripe will hang on to that 2.9% of whatever the total was that the payment was processed for. That's how they receive their payment. And it's a small price to pay, in our opinion. It's basically the cost of doing business. It makes everything run so much more smoothly for you and your customers. Everything comes across so much more professional when you're charging using a proper automated payment software. And the beautiful piece is your customers or your clients have the luxury of being able to process payment on their own as they wish. There's no kind of time restraint in between when you issue an invoice or have a product ready for purchase and actually receiving that payment. So it makes everything so much more seamless and a lot more quick to move along, which is really great. So you can start by just coming to stripe.com. This is linked in the lesson. And we're going to just start by clicking on Start Now. This is going to bring us to the registration dashboard. So from here, really simply, you're just going to enter in your email, your full name, what country you're currently located in or your business is currently located in, and your password. Once you've entered all your info, click Create Account. And you're going to be asked to verify your email address. So you can click here to open up your email inbox. And you'll receive an email that looks just like this one, where you just simply have to click to verify. And once you click the button, it's going to take you right back to your Stripe dashboard where your email address has now been confirmed. In order to activate being able to take payments on your new Stripe account, you are going to need to enter some of your business details. So you can just click this button here, activate payments. And you can see all of the necessary input fields that they have for you. This actually saves as you go. So if there's anything that you don't know right now, I believe you can keep moving on and come back to it after. There's a couple key pieces that are mandatory to input at this point in time. But if there's any little business details that you need to locate, maybe they're on paperwork somewhere, you need to speak to an accountant, you can always come back to these details and plug those in once you have them. So you'll be able to, again, input that business location and choose what type of business you have. Once you've selected the business that applies to you, you can go ahead and click Continue. In your personal details, pretty straightforward, just all of your personal information that applies to you. Have a tax number, you definitely want to enter it in here. Again, if that's something that you need to retrieve and come back at a future date to plug that in, that's totally fine. You can see here that it's marked as optional at this time. You will need to select your industry. And this is where it gets a little bit tricky because they're kind of generalized. You might not find exactly what feels like a match for you, but take a look around. There's some drop downs. You can also use the search function here, but ultimately the industry that you're going to choose is going to be one of the generalized industries that Stripe has already prepared for you. So just try to find something that's as close to your industry as you possibly can, and then input, if you've got it, your website and a description of what it is that you're selling. Describe how you are going to be fulfilling orders. Again, the language around here might not necessarily apply to you specifically, especially if you are a service provider. It might not feel like this applies to you, but these are mandatory questions that you do have to answer. So you can, if you're not selling any sort of physical goods, you can just simply click no. And if you are delivering some sort of services, you can just say that it's going to be delivered within one day. If people are paying you, even if they're paying you for like 6 months of coaching, let's say, at the end of the day, once they've paid you, your services are available to them starting on that day that they've paid. So and choose whichever one feels the most applicable to the way that you're going to be offering your products or services. Go ahead and click continue. Enter your business name as it's going to be visible on people's payment statement. So here you can see the little visual. It's kind of showing up like a bank statement would. What you want to put here is what's going to show up on people's bank and credit card statement. So find that what you want to put needs to be definitely representative of your business. Your business name is really the best thing that you can put here. There is a character limitation, so you can only write so much. So just make sure that you're being really specific about how you want that to show up on your customers' bank statements. You can see there's another section here called the shortened descriptor. So as you can see in descriptive text here, it's just simply a shortened version of that descriptor name, which apparently can also be displayed with a certain suffix that might describe whatever product it is that you're selling. If you're not sure what to put here, just put a shortened version of whatever your business name is. Enter your phone number. If you don't have a special customer support phone number, that's okay. Just put in your own phone number at this point. At this point, you're going to need to add in your bank details. So you can choose which currency you'd like to see coming into your deposit accounts, and you can plug in any necessary bank details here. So this is pre-populated based on the country that you've put in section number 1. Depending on which country you've put there, this will be modified in order to match the type of bank details that go along with that country. So if you are stationed in the United States, you might find a space to put in your SWIFT code. If you're stationed in Europe, you might see a place to input an IBAN number. Or if you're in Canada, you'd see a place to put in transit number, institution number, and what have you. Plug in all of your details and then go ahead and click continue. Keep your account nice and secure, you are obligated to include some sort of two-factor authentication, two-factor verification, and opt for an authenticator app if that's something that you're already using and are already familiar with how to use. You can also add a security key, which is sort of like a PIN or a password that you only would know to access your account. Or if you click here on show additional options, Stripe is saying that this is the least secure, but it's probably the easiest one to get set up with if you're not already familiar with using an authenticator app or a security key. So just so you know, you can always click here to use SMS, so a text message code that you'll receive each time you want to log into your Stripe account. For an SMS code, make sure that you have your phone handy or near you so that you can receive that 6-digit code. You will need to input that before moving on to the next steps. You've put in that SMS verification code, you'll receive a backup code. So you can download that and keep that on your computer. This is an emergency backup code. It's good to keep this somewhere safe, somewhere that nobody else can access it. Your saving grace if you ever need to get into your Stripe account and you don't have access to your phone. Download your copy or copied this and saved it somewhere safe, like in your iPhone notes or wherever is a safe place for you. You can go ahead and click, I have saved my backup code. Next, we've got an optional section. This is tax calculation, automated tax calculation. So if this is something that you are interested in doing, you can just simply click through the options here and click continue. I'm going to go, once you're all done, you'll be provided with a summary. The summary will highlight any of the mandatory sections of the account setup that you need to have done that you might have skipped over. So you can just simply go back and there'll be a very clear red highlighted area of your setup sections. Anything that is mandatory that needs to be plugged in will be very clearly outlaid for you there. And once you're all done, you can just click agree and submit, and it's going to take you into your Stripe dashboard. you've created your account with Stripe, please feel free to explore around the platform. It is super friendly and straightforward, and one, again, that we really, really recommend. So we hope that you enjoy taking automated payments.